does want to lower them. All right, sir, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, sharing your perspective on these very, very crucial developments. Meanwhile, viewers, shifting focus away from the United States towards what's transpiring in Southeast Asia. We're now learning that Typhoon Kajiki has killed at least 7 people in Vietnam, leaving thousands of homes damaged and much of Hanoi underwater. The storm, which made landfall between Nha An and Ha Tinh provinces, destroyed over 81,500 hectares of rice and 4,500 hectares of other crops. Now, heavy rains continue across northern and north-central Vietnam, with authorities warning of flash floods and landslides in 9 provinces. Now, approximately 21,000 trees were toppled and nearly 1.6 million people lost power. Listen in to what some of the residents have had to say.
Cũng là tương đối, cái cơn bão này tương đối là rất là lớn. Anh làm ở đây từ năm 2000 thì đây là lần thứ 2 đón cái cơn bão này. Vì bão thì như em thấy đấy, xung quanh khu vực chúng ta ở đây thì đứng đây thì tương đối là thì anh nghĩ không phải là bản thân anh mà tất cả những người mà sau khi cơn bão đi qua, cái đầu tiên mình cảm thấy tức là xung quanh cái khu vực mình đang đứng ấy thì các cái cây cối và các cái khu vực nhà cửa thì rất là hoang tàn, nó thay đổi một cách nó rất là khác.
Mình thấy cây cối các thứ là bị ngã ngang đường, với cả là nói chung là ùn tắc rất nhiều, giao thông các thứ đi lại là nó không được thuận lợi, vì là cây cối đổ vỡ, rồi các cái biển quảng cáo rơi xuống rất là nhiều. Nói chung là cũng rất là may là vì không có thiệt hại về người, nhưng mà tài sản thì rất là nhiều, vì bão nó dữ dội quá, mà lại là có nghĩa là nó đến rất là lâu, mấy tiếng đồng hồ thì làm sao nó chịu được. Có người thì nói chung người thì chỉ có một số người là bị tai nạn nhẹ thôi, còn lại là thiệt hại về người thì không có, gần như là không có.
Joining us on the broadcast at this point is Desmond Majikudunmi. He's an environmentalist joining us from Lagos. Thank you so much for taking out time speaking to us on NewsX. The situation continues to deteriorate in Vietnam even as Typhoon Kajiki wreaks havoc. We're now learning that the death toll has risen from 3 to 7. There are more than 13 people who've been injured so far. Thousands have been evacuated. Over 81,500 hectares of rice, 4,500 hectares of other crops have been destroyed up until now. There's widespread devastation taking place. We do know that this particular region is prone to a lot of typhoons that occur at this point of time in the year annually. But what makes this particular typhoon different?
Well, like the previous typhoon that struck that particular region, it is heavier. That is, the wind speed has increased. In fact, this matched the record for that location in terms of wind speed. I mean, when you have wind blowing at 160 kilometers per hour, there's not that much structure that can withstand it. And it'll push the waters up from the river banks into the areas where people are habited. It is very, very unfortunate, but it's not unexpected, because what causes these heavier wind speeds? What causes these typhoons? It is the heat in the atmosphere that is also heating up the water bodies. And you have this differentiation of heat and then some cold air coming from somewhere else, and then a lot of moisture, because the heat will also evaporate water. This is a classic symptom of global warming. It's not that you don't have these type of weather patterns, but on a smaller scale, and the large ones will not come so frequently. The scientists have told us categorically, decades ago, that this is the symptom. If you heat up the planet the way we're doing it, by pouring millions of tons of heat-trapping gases, you're going to have this kind of scenario. So it is a huge wake-up call. Our hearts go out to the people there, And we hope or we pray that at least those people that have been afflicted by this will take the necessary action like they're trying to do in Spain now. The Prime Minister of Spain, he's saying that they must create a state of emergency over climate change. This is a global call, not just for Spain, not just for Vietnam, but for every nation in the world to tackle the biggest issue humanity has ever faced. It's not just going to go away if we blink our eyes. It's only going to go away if we stop causing the effect, which is the global warming that we are causing. We have to take care of nature because nature responds to what you give her. Nature is almost like what we can call instant karma. You give it to her, she gives it back to you. You sow a yam, you will not harvest a potato, you will reap that yam. So wake up call, and I do believe that the good, great people of that wonderful place called India will understand this a lot more than other people in the world.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for taking our time.